There was a lot that happened in the aftermath of one of the most notorious 1v1s in Call of Duty history. In case you guys were under a rock over the past week or so, it was FaZe Banks set to face off against Nadeshot on a throwback, radar on, intervention only, sniping 1v1 on MW2's Rust. And it broke 100,000 viewers. A lot of people were watching as we were all shocked as FaZe Banks absolutely obliterated Nadeshot. But I'm not here to talk about that, guys. I'm here to talk about the aftermath. And Nadeshot responded on Twitter as well as on stream, where he told us all he would be crybaby cheesing and he would be complaining, and that he did. And it was his post-assessment of this match, which made me realize we need a rematch of all of this. But one thing I really enjoyed out of Nadeshot is he even assessed the walkouts. His walkout versus Banks. And if you guys don't remember what Banks hit during his walk, I didn't even see this live. And now I've seen it a lot of times.
First up, the one, the only, Nadeshot.
First of all, I don't know if it's because I'm on the spectrum or the Asperger's or what, but this is probably like me walking out on stage through this tunnel. My social, I'm like, bro, this is why I hid in my fucking bedroom and played video games my whole life, because I don't like being around other people having to do this shit. I phased up, bro. Phased the fuck up. Bro looks like a tweaker. I am, bro. You ever heard of social anxiety, dog? I chose this life. I'm definitely not complaining about it. But it doesn't mean... I've done this like 1,000 million times, brother. And I still... I get secondhand embarrassment and I can't explain it just watching this shit. No lie. Bro looks like he's about to puke. Yo, I wasn't even nervous, bro. I really fucking wasn't. I just felt so awkward.
Banks!
Meanwhile, Ricky is like a fucking WWE superstar. I'm like, yo, brother, you need to go outside, dude. And to be clear, yo, listen, this guy, Ricky, and yo, all the boys at FaZe, I know that you guys been working, kind of. But I will say this, dude. Just know since 2009, I've literally either been a full-time YouTuber or a full-time like esports business owner. At 2000, what is that? So like 15 years. This guy Ricky moves to LA, basically takes like 8-9 years off, and then's got all this fresh energy, acting like I'm like, dude, I'm fucking exhausted. Like this guy's texting me, he's like, yo, why aren't you hitting me back about this event? I'm like, bro, I have done events like this like 6-7 times a fucking year for the last, what, bro? You got too much energy. You're too excited about, I'm excited too, but you got to understand, like this to me is work. He's just having fun. This is like a class project for him. Look at him, bro. Look how happy he was. And he's doing the air dick. And why the fuck is Ricky so good at this goddamn air dick, brother? Why can he do that so well? How often did he practice that in the mirror? Because you know he had to at least once, bro. There had to be a moment in his life where he was like, yo, I'm going to make this my thing right now. This is going to be my thing for a long time, and I got to make sure I'm good at it. There is no way at some point in his life that he didn't look into the mirror and make sure that it was super coordinated and very believable, because he is very good at this.
I mean, the dude hit the pop, the little air thingy. Like watching it back, I was like, you are on broadcast on 3 of the biggest streams on Twitch right now, 100,000 plus people watching. You prepare your walkout, and Nate even saying you had to practice it once. And maybe he did, maybe he didn't, but I think it's fair to say, no matter what you think, when it comes to confidence that was exuded, Banks won the walkout, and Nadeshot definitely knew that, but that was just where he was getting started in this post-match analysis. As Nadeshot went on to say that he was effed from the very start. From the very first kill, he was checked. He had no real game plan, and one thing he keeps on going back to frequently in this post-analysis is the input delay that he had, that he was certainly not prepared for playing on those consoles with those controllers in a throwback game that he was just not expecting.
This is where shit really got fucked, right here, as soon as the game started. I didn't really have a strategy going into it. I'm like, yo, how hard do I want to camp? You know what I mean? I'm like, should I just sit in a fucking corner and make him come chow me? Literally just play Ring Around the Rosie? Can you still please tell me why this guy, Ricky's hardwired into an Xbox 360 with an original controller, and you guys gave me a fucking wireless controller with an adapter? And you're like, oh, plug your controller in. I plug my fucking controller in. And I'm like, why do I have input delay? Meanwhile, this guy from production is like yelling at me to like go in the back to start these walkout intros. I'm like, dude, I'm not fucking going back there until my controller works, first of all. He's like, you'll have time to warm up. I'm like, dude, what are you fucking talking about? Why would you be rushing me to go do this thing and then tell me that I'm going to have time to warm up when there's nobody to warm up against? Meanwhile, fucking Banks has been warming up for an hour and a half upstairs versus FaZe Scoped, FaZe Rain. God damn it. They said they didn't have Xbox 360s in that fucking place, and they were hidden away in their own venue practicing the whole time. Fucking, no wonder he's coming out doing air dicks. This guy was fucking me, brother.
And the crazy part about this, even people at the venue knew that Nadeshot was in trouble because he didn't practice, he didn't warm up. Banks apparently was warming up. It was actually Scump and Method saying how they knew he was screwed because he didn't get a warm up. Like, it takes at least an hour or two to get used to that delay and that kind of game. So they knew Nadeshot was done.
I played Banks before they played, and I knew Matt was fucked.
Where'd you play him at?
Yeah,
Did you play him at the event or at
I can't
home?
believe you were practicing Banks for Nade.
I thought I was going to shit on Banks for Nade, is what I thought. I mean, I didn't think I was going to lose to the guy. I was like, okay, I'm about to fucking slam this guy. He has no idea who he's talking to. I'm a professional. He beat me 20-1. And that's when I knew Matt literally had zero chance.
Bet the house on
I tried betting on it, and it was gone because I was putting 5K on Ricky. Like, no question. On my grandfather's grave, I was putting 5K on Ricky if it was available.
I was surprised, I'm gonna be honest. When I started hearing that he beat you and that he beat Zuma and that he beat Seth, like I was like,
He would have beat anybody.
He would have beat me, but he didn't beat me. Don't you put that on me.
I'm kidding.
You need at least an hour like of warm up actually to like feel somewhat normal on that because it just feels so foreign. You go from 240 to like what 30. It's
not great.
The FPS and the FOV. It's like a completely different game.
I mean, dude, every time we have those throwback lands and we play on the 360, it's like, dude, the first like hour to 2 hours, everyone is just getting shit on. Like,
turned on, a whole bunch
dude.
of shit.
And then like, because they're usually 2 days long, usually like the second day, everyone's shooting again. Like everyone has fully adjusted, but
not this time, huh?
And then you got Methods saying he was still gonna bet $5,000 in the match. All right, knowing my luck, that would have been my $5,000 you're taking. Okay, that's just. I would have done the same thing. And before we take this too seriously, I'm not on Nade's side or Banks' side. Nade literally admits that he is crying about this whole thing, and Banks won fair and square. Like, the dude made history. Everyone was talking about this for a solid few days, even the lead up, but Nadeshot even himself says, yeah, I'm going to cry about this, guys.
So much crybaby cheese. Yo, petrified. Read the fucking tweet, brother. I'll read it for you if you can't read. GG's, Banks. Shit got real quick. I'll see you guys in chat tomorrow, gentlemen. There will be ungodly amounts of crybaby cheese. I told you this is what I'd be doing. Don't act like I fucking lied about it.
And then brings to light a really good point in this. I'm curious what you guys think because everyone has a different opinion. You guys remember back in the day we were playing MW2 with your homies, 1v1ing or just, group snipes, whatever it was. And you always had that person who would watch you and be like, that was a hard scope, man. And then you look at their POV and their hard scoping or their drag scoping. So Nadeshot himself reviewed some of the footage. A lot of bank shots were obviously very good. He's very talented. He knows the map. But what would you call this shot? Is this quick scope, hard scope, drag scope? What would you call it?
Is that a quick scope, bro? Dead ass. I should have been fucking drag scoping then, bro. And again, you guys can believe me if you want. I don't give a fuck, bro. But when I told Ricky that I was gonna play like a rat and play in this 1v1 and I'll be fucking hard scoping and shit, he's like, you can't fucking hard scope. He's like, you got a quick scope. And I'm like, well, what if my definition of a quick scope is different than yours? I'm like, are we doing like the fucking scoped, like fucking black scope? Like you're not even allowed to look. That's why this whole shit, like even in the 4v4s that we played, halfway through the fucking matches, they're like, yo, no hard scoping. And then I watch a fucking kill cam and I got these guys literally scoping in for like a second, So I'm like, what is a fucking quick scope? It's all subjective. Like, to me, that's a drag scope. I don't know if that's considered a quick scope. Listen, I played Black Ops 1. If any of you boys played Black Ops 1 and you sniped on that game, you basically had to fucking drag scope. That's all you could really do. And that's all I would do. But
and one of my favorite parts, because you knew when you were watching it live, if you guys know the beef we've covered on this channel between Kason, FaZe Kason, and Nadeshot, you knew immediately when he started commentating over this matchup that I had a feeling that Nadeshot would have something to say. So time and time again, Kason was chirping as he was commentating with Zuma over the 1v1. I don't think Nade liked that. Because if you guys don't remember the beef these two had, it was a pretty big beef. It was a $20,000 throwback Call of Duty tournament hosted by FaZe Kason, and it was his team versus Nadeshot's team in the grand finals on the final map. We broke it all down on this channel in a full video, and it got heated. There was a remake involved in there. Nade's team, I think, went up 5-1 and then sold it and lost in round 11. And then they went back and forth on Twitter. It was a whole he-beep. It was a lot of stuff out there if you guys saw it. And they were eventually like challenging each other on LAN, and now you just so have it that a few weeks later, it's Kason commentating as his teammate destroys Nadeshot, which he probably really enjoyed.
I got these fucking new blood, fucking new age streamers, bro. They literally just sit on there, and I listen. I'm not hating the player, and I'm not hating the game right now. But don't be fucking chirping me, dude, when you sit here and I'm doing what they do. I just fucking watch videos and I talk. Again, it's kind of like my new shit. I love it. I like this new meta of Twitch. But don't be sitting here talking shit when you've never gotten on stage under the lights and had to play for your fucking life, your career. Chirping me.
Nade is looking kind of checked right now.
This guy fucking Kason literally played this game right before I got on stage and went like 0-15. Who gave him the fucking microphone on my stream, dude? Straight up. Not cooking the casters. He's fucking casting over me, bro. Telling me I'm checked. He was right, too. I mean, it was actually great color commentary. He was 100% right. I was fucking checked. I couldn't look like it. I couldn't fucking say it out loud. I couldn't back away and just quit. I was definitely checked. I mean, he's right.
And then yet again, we have Nadeshot talking about the input delays, even coming down to the final kill afterwards, about how bad the input delay was. Because if you remember the final kill, it was pretty ugly on both sides, but Banks was just trying to hip fire the whole time and then reload after one shot, and Nade just could not hit the side of a barn. You know, it was tough.
Right now. That's how you get.
He's moving around with so much fucking precision and speed, bro.
Oh my God.
Meanwhile, my shit, you go right half a second, and then it goes right, and then it goes further than you could ever imagine.
Oh my God.
And lastly, apparently Nadeshot had tried to practice the day before, but had some issues setting up the console and controller. Beyond that, though, we believe that Banks had not even practiced, or at least so he said. And then at the venue, he finds out that Banks was warming up against everybody else before him. And so that kind of leaves some room here for interpretation. Like, was this a setup? You know, did they have the better console and controller? Did they have the warm-up time in the practice that Nadeshot couldn't have? Or was just Banks better? Which I think it's probably a mixture of both. And so that was Nadeshot after the loss to FaZe Banks. I mean, hey, you can have some conspiracy theories out there, right? Did he check Banks' controller? Did he check his console after the match? I don't know, but apparently Banks was also annihilating everyone in the back rooms. So I think it was a setup from the get-go. Regardless of what you think of Nadeshot or Banks, guys, it was an incredible 1v1. Hopefully something that will be set up again in the future and for other esports. Like, we need this. Even if Nadeshot's complaining, that makes it more entertaining, because then you got the Banks and FaZe fans chirping at him, which means we're all set and lined up for another 1v1 or LAN versus these teams, you know? Until next time, I hope you guys all enjoy. What do you think about the 1v1? And yeah, have a good rest of your day, okay? Stay chipper. I don't know what that means, but I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.